Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Ella for those who are new. So this video I decided to make just very briefly, what is it like to be a Taurus? As you guys know, I'm a Taurus Sun. I have a lot of different other influences in my chart, such as Scorpio and Gemini, but I do think I strongly identify with Taurus as well. And especially like whenever there is like a situation where it all comes down, I guess, to basics, I find myself acting either as my ascendant sign, which is Scorpio, and I made a different video about what's like to be a Scorpio. Check out the link in this video description. But also I often find myself acting as a total Taurus. So, there is certain, misconceptions and certain stereotypes about Taurus Sun, and so let me just see. I think that some of them are fairly true, but there's others that are also not so true, because again, your sun sign is just a little piece of who you are. There's other influences in your chart which is important to look at, which can influence also how you are. So if, let's say, you're new to astrology and you're like, oh, but I'm nothing like my sun sign, it is probably that because you have a dominant other influence. For example, I'm Taurus Sun, but I have like 3 planets in Gemini because I was born closer to the end of May. So as much as like Taurus usually are kind of like more, slow moving and stable energy, I cannot really say that I identify with that because I'm a little bit all over the place, and I think this is coming from Gemini. So see, like you could have either Gemini in your chart as well, that could give you, a little bit of a different influence, or Aries maybe if you were born earlier in the month. So this will all influence your personality. And one of the things about Taurus, which I think are great, is that we are fairly honest people, and we also are, we are very loyal. Like as a Taurus, I think for me it's often kind of like a shock that people can be dishonest or disloyal, because if I am with someone, I always try to make it work. Like I am there for a long run. And also another thing about Taurus is that like we just really we appreciate the good in life. We don't understand what's the point of self-sabotaging. Like I know that there's probably different Tauruses who have maybe like things like addictions and stuff like that, but for a true Taurus who is very connected to Mother Earth, because it's an earth sign and it's also Venus, which is divine feminine energy, for a Taurus that's truly connected to their essence, like things like drugs and things like unhealthy things is just like, why? Because if you're really connected, even like being in the park, like in the forest, in the garden with nature, gives you such good natural high. You're wondering, why do people pollute their body with like all the toxic influences? Like we also, like when we are in our like healthier self, we like to indulge in food, but more often healthier food. Sometimes I guess I'm guilty of that as well, because Taurus likes all the finer things in life. Taurus can indulge a little bit, desserts, sweets, as much as I try to make my diet like healthiest and best diet, I still have a sweet tooth, and it's like, it is what it is. But yeah, Taurus definitely is the one who, like, I love, for me the best thing ever is to go to a nice restaurant, even if I feel like super depressed or something. Usually what is immediate fix is take myself to a nice spa day or shopping, material world, material girl kind of thing, like a nice restaurant, and like immediately you feel better. Like for me, the worst date is, besides of course if a guy is not a good guy, but if a guy like takes me somewhere and there is no food, like come on, let's have like at least a dessert with a cocktail, not just drinks. Like don't ask me out for drinks. I first of all don't drink, but then just no. Taurus can be very materialistic. I dated a lot of guys who worked in finance. I myself I have degree in finance, and I worked in finance in New York on Wall Street literally, and that side really resonated with me, but there was not much emotional fulfillment, because I realized there was like more to life than that, and I'm just multi-curious because of I guess again of a Gemini. But Taurus can do very well in careers actually related to handling other people's money. Like I used to work with with the literally like very connected with money matters, and it's like it wasn't what made me very happy, but it felt very natural. So if you're a Taurus, a position of finance or banker could be very good for you. Alternatively, because in a woman's horoscope, Sun is also one of the planets where we see a husband. You can have, you know, a partner who is in this profession as well. Taurus is also speech and singing voice. Very often Taurus has beautiful singing voice, or has just a passion or love for music. And I'm also I've been working as a musician as well. I love music, even though now it's a little bit slower than it used to be. I'm like slowly getting back to it. I love music. From day one of my life, music was my biggest passion, and even if I don't make music myself, I always go to concerts. I listen to different musicians, to different DJs, to all kind of musicians and artists, because it's part of my essence. It's part of Taurus. Also, Taurus can be very much into fine art, and as you see, like, I'm in this beautiful apartment. It's almost like an art gallery. Like, I wish I could stay in Mexico longer and like move in here completely, because for me, just being surrounded by art, I feel so happy. Whenever I'm also in a bad mood, I just go to like art gallery, or chat with artists, or go to art fair, and it's amazing. A lot of artists, like a lot of Taurus people, if not even finance or music or singing, they could have also very good eye for art, very good taste for art, and even artistic ability. My grandfather was a Taurus, and he was an artist. He was very talented. He was actually the person who kind of introduced me into this Taurus life, because I remember how, like, he passed away when I was 8 or 9 years old. He introduced me to nature. Like, we used to walk in the park, like feed deers, you know. Like, he played music for me. He read best literature, best poets for me. Like, he taught me how to, like, you know, he taught me so many different things, like, about arts and culture, and I feel like it's interesting because he was a Taurus too, and I'm a Taurus, and we had this connection with all of these things. Yeah, so for Taurus, you know, I don't know, all the things, like, it's really like some of the stereotypes are very true, because in a good way, like, all the things they say about Taurus, which is, you know, beauty, love of finer things, love of even luxury in life, love of music, love of arts, love of good food, love of, like, just sensual pleasure, like, all of these things I resonate with very well. And, you know, they say Taurus are materialistic. I think the only time Taurus becomes extremely materialistic is when there is part of them that needs healing. Because what a healthy normal Taurus is somebody who appreciates material side of life, whether it's actual material resources such as money, or even like nature, all of the things of basically 3D material world. Taurus has very big appreciation for it, but a healthy Taurus will never be in a place where they become, you know, the golden Taurus, the idol or something. Like, healthy Taurus is, like, you know, healthy archetype of Taurus, I guess, is just appreciating of these things, knowing that they exist, knowing that they're available, knowing that we can create and we can have access to them, but never really, like, you know, becoming this overly attached to it. Because I'm personally not attached. Like, I quit my job and then I was living like a hippie, still kind of am for quite some time, but, you know, it's like the more you let go also of control over material resources, it's like the easier it manifests. I feel like some of the things that are not right about Taurus, not true about Taurus, is that we are lazy. I guess, you know, we are not lazy, but sometimes we are like if you don't feel passionate about what you do, you would rather like lie down and enjoy your nap, because why do something that, because again, remember, Taurus is ruled by Venus, pleasure. So, you know, unless why struggle when you can, instead of doing something you're not even passionate about, you can just enjoy your nap or something and feel better. But if we are passionate about something, we go completely all the way, like nothing can stop us. And I think another stereotype is that Taurus is boring. I don't consider myself boring. I don't know, like, I haven't met a lot of Taurus men, but I don't know, I feel like all the Taurus I met, they were like lovely people. So I don't know. We can be like, a stereotype that I guess I would agree with is being stubborn. Well, I always say that I don't see myself as stubborn, but when I met some other Taurus, I saw it. So even though I still don't find myself stubborn, because I'm like, I'm super flexible, come on, but I've heard that I'm stubborn from others. When I did meet another Taurus, I was like, aha, this is what it looks like. This is what it feels like. So yeah, I guess maybe a little bit of that stereotype is true. What other stereotypes of Taurus, about Taurus, can I think of? We can be, I guess, at times. When I was younger, I was a little bit more prone of gaining weight, like extra weight, not like in a healthy way. Well, I never think it was like a bit unhealthy or anything, but I think it's because like Taurus is so indulgent, like we indulge in everything, we know how to enjoy the finer things of life, which other signs, by the way, can learn from us a lot. Um, I'd say just, yeah, sometimes, because you're like, why bother going to the gym at 6 a.m.? You know, you can sometimes gain a little extra, but then again, do what you love your body the way it is. I'm right now, you know, like, I'm in super good relationship with my body now, because I kind of know, yeah, I could do this and that a little bit, but it's something like, I'm perfect this way as well, so, you know, but it's good, you know, it's good for your health. Like, it's good for your health sometimes to make sure, like, everybody is individual, of course, and this is not a video about fitness, but I guess we just need to mention it here since we're mentioning it. Everybody is individual. Somebody needs to exercise a lot, somebody needs a little. You need to find out what works for you, so just go ahead and do it. But yeah, Taurus can be extremely romantic as well. I would say that I'm very romantic with the right person, of course. And we appreciate things like, you know, candlelight dinner. Oh, one stereotype about Taurus, by the way, that can be very true, is that we are old-fashioned. That, for example, I love, you know, I love when a man, you know, takes me out, like opens doors for me, which is common sense, I think, but somehow it became old-fashioned. I don't know, like, I love watching movies. Some movies I love are a little bit cheesy, like I'm the girl who would watch totally like Notebook and like, I don't know, like all kind of like Titanic, classic like older movies even, because they're so sweet. I can easily tear up when watching this movie. And I knew one man, I had a friend, and he was like much older, he was pretty well-known figure in finance world, and he told me he could literally also tear up when he was watching a movie. And that's crazy, because like a lot of people knew him as this, you know, golden, you know, titan, whatever. And that's very typical for Taurus. We can be extremely resilient, and we can be very focused and everything, and even have some masculine qualities as well. But we have this a bit of, you know, hopeless, romantic, sensitive side. We love like romantic songs and all of that. Flowers. If you're dating a Taurus, give them flowers, you know, bring them flowers, buy them like chocolate boxes, I don't know, teddy bears. I love all this little, like, I love all these little glittery, puffy, shiny little things. Like, even if I don't need them, I just feel so much better when I'm like around these things. Like, if somebody just gives me like a little soft toy and flowers and different things like that. Cosmetics also, if you're dating a Taurus, buy them like nice cosmetics or nice lingerie or something. Like, if it's material, something like silk, like this is made of silk, and oh my god, I'm just wearing it, I feel so much better. If it's jewelry, make sure the stones are real. Well, Taurus appreciates, like, I think I said it before, especially when dealing with a man, I appreciate that everything is, you know, legit. So I don't know if I have anything else to add. Let me think. Let me just go on Google to just see any kind of other Taurus stereotypes. Let's see. Taurus stereotypes. Okay. Stereotypical Taurus. Lazy, boring, stubborn. Lazy and boring, I think I already mentioned. I don't think it's true. Stubborn, okay, yeah, maybe. So, let's see one more. Stereotype, lazy and materialistic. Why do everyone say that Taurus is lazy? My friend, my roommate, used to say that, oh yeah, you're in your Taurus mood whenever I would like sit down on the couch, and I'm like, no, I'm just being comfortable. Okay, so this is says, you love sparkly and flashy things. Yes. But you're prepared to work for it. You're relaxed but definitely not lazy. I agree with that. So that's exactly what I was saying. It's yes, we do like nice things, but again, when we are healthy and like connected to ourselves, like I never put these things on a pedestal. I just enjoy them when they come, honestly. And like, if I'm really passionate, I love to work for it. I work a lot. I work, if some of you guys know, I upload videos and do readings even on weekends, and besides that I do also arts and creativity. So like, if it's something I love, if it's something I'm passionate about, I'm all for working for it. If not, because there was a moment in my life when I couldn't find like what I wanted. Like, I got so tired and bored with my finance job, and then for like more than a year I didn't do anything. Like, I was just traveling, and like my money was like running out, but I was kind of depressed, but at the same time I also didn't mind because I had a lot of rest and I needed to recuperate after New York City. But yeah, like, you know, when we find our passion, when we find something we like, we do it. And music is very important. Whether you're like Taurus who sings, you know, or who writes music, or who just loves music, music is always essential. I love good music. I think I have excellent music taste. Don't mess with my radio. So yeah, guys, I think that's about it. I don't think I have anything else to add. I only wanted to see who is like a famous Taurus. Famous Taurus man. Shakespeare was Taurus, by the way. Mark Zuckerberg. Hello, Zuck. What male celebrities are Taurus? Channing Tatum. Okay. David Beckham. Oh, that's a Taurus I like. See, he's very, you know, devoted to his family, very like hardworking. Good Taurus. George Clooney. So anyway, guys, I think that's very good stuff. So if you're a Taurus or know a Taurus, comment on this video how it resonates, if you agree or disagree with some of the qualities that I mentioned in this video. And if you're dating a Taurus, well, lucky you. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. If you have Instagram, please follow me there. It's Astro in Wonderland, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.